Welcome to Discovery! Roll the intro, please.
Hordes of fallen masters, echoes in the deep. Chaos, blood and fury, destruction unleashed. Fire back, no mercy, oblivion awaits. Discovery, 2325 awaits.
Welcome back to another episode, and today we're shaking things up in a very big way. For the first time in over a year, we're changing the format of the show. That's right, no more 7 albums per episode. From now on, we're covering 10 brand new releases in just 30 minutes. Wow, that means more music, more opinions, and more discoveries for you every single week. Last week's episode ran over 40 minutes, and honestly it felt a bit stale. Unless it's a milestone episode, we just can't be stretching that long. This new format is all about speed, energy, and keeping things fresh. Each album will get around 2-minute lightning review, with one main event album getting the spotlight in a 5-minute deep dive for the show. Don't worry, scoring still stays percentage, because I absolutely fucking love this percentages, but this is the new start of a new era for the channel, and what better way to evolve our flagship show than this? Quick fire reviews, punchy opinions, and more music than ever. So let's fucking go. To kick off Discovery this week, we're heading to Chile, where a powerful new release from Xansomnia. Their debut album Crashing Stillness dropped independently on April 7th, and for a genre that's been a bit quiet in 2025, this is a much needed shot of emotional devastation. Take a listen. Crashing Stillness is a raw and harrowing journey into DSBM. It's packed with haunting melodies, desperate vocals, and an atmosphere that feels pitch black and deeply personal. The mastermind behind it, or Diego Salvo, channels anguish with intent. The production is lo-fi yet organic. The guitars sound melancholic and cutting. The drums hit nicely in the mix, and everything feels like it was recorded in a fog of sorrow. Tracks like Dolce Melancholy showcase a slow, haunting build into unhinged chaos, while Happiness is Transient leans into a more reflective, eerie sound with clean guitars and unsettling spoken word moments. Blur and Saturato keep the atmosphere icy with piercing leads and guttural cries that feel like a scream into the void. The rope hanging in that tree, the closer, is more subdued, with emotion bleeding from the guitar, but lacking the same impact as earlier tracks. While it's not perfect, Crashing Stillness is one of the strongest DSBM releases of the year so far, in my opinion. It's bleak, raw, and fucking emotionally crushing, exactly what fans of the genre crave. I'm scoring at a solid 75%. Check it out now. This one's worth sinking into. There must be something in the water down in Chile, because Eternal Thirst has delivered a fiery new album with The Nesting Chaos, released independently on April 8th. Blending thrash, traditional heavy metal, and power metal, this record doesn't break new ground, but it absolutely rips with passion, speed, and killer guitar work. The real star here is the guitar playing, from soaring leads to crunchy galloping riffs and wild solos. Production is clean but gritty, retaining that underground bite. Eva Merger's vocals lean into like that power metal side. They're solid though a little bit inconsistent. Some tracks suit her voice better than others, but she brings character to the actual mix. You got songs like Greedy Demon that kicks things off strong with melodic intro that bursts into thrashy energy. The solo here is sharp and memorable. The song Molder ramps up the aggression with heavier riffs through the vocals, though the vocals are I definitely feel they are strained here. Witch Child starts with a haunting clean guitar build up before launching in a full-on assault. It's a great contrast. Then you got Mortal Enemy. Now that is a standout, pure heavy metal with like a ripping solo and infectious riffing. Illuminati Army keeps up the pace but suffers slightly with weaker vocals. Just when the formula starts to settle, your Thutmose 3, the undefeated, changes the fucking game. Epic chat like with a marching rhythm and grand structure. It's a surprise gem of the album. Closing track Born to Perish leans into like a Iron Maiden-esque melodies with Eva's best vocal performance and an emotionally charged solo that ends the album on such a high note. Overall, The Nesting Chaos is a fun, high energy listen. Not perfect, but the guitar work alone makes it worth your time. My final score, 70%. Check it out on Bandcamp. It's available Spotify and Apple Music. So just go check it out.
The air is the dark. Came from beyond with no mercy to all.
Next up on Discovery, we're heading to Czech, where black metal band Katarze delivers a raw and aggressive new album titled Kraj, Puda, Krev, released independently on April 8th. Take a listen. While it doesn't reinvent the genre, it's a solid, no-frills black metal release with fierce energy, melodic touches, and standout performances. This is very much rooted in the second wave tradition, blending the icy blasts of Marduk and Armageddon with the more introspective, melancholic tones of early Druk. It has that unmistakable Eastern European black metal soul, cold, furious, and steeped in the atmosphere. Vocalist Shaman absolutely delivers, unleashing vicious cutting shrieks that rip through the mix. The drumming is such a major strength, relentless but never mechanical, and the melodic riffing adds emotional depth throughout the album. It opens with a high octane attack here, riffs that sink in fast and vocals that immediately hit with intent. Pangea shifts into more like melodic territory while keeping that sinister edge, and Helheim stands out as a highlight with its dynamic blend of aggression and structure. Now, the drums on this one is one in particular, it drives it hard, it really does. You've got songs like Fimbulwinter, all songs that are named Fimbulwinter are great, and this is no exception. It's where the band leans into a more atmosphere. Cold, calculated riffing and haunting melodies make it one of the most emotional rich tracks with a beautiful reverb-soaked intro. The self-titled Kraj, Puda, Krev closes things with a sorrowful, earthy tone, almost meditative, anchored by strong, punchy drums and a deep, ancient atmosphere. Overall, Kraj, Puda, Krev is a strong, traditional black metal release. It doesn't push boundaries, but delivers with conviction and melody and atmosphere. I've scored it as 70%. A solid entry for 2025. You can check it out, available now on Bandcamp and all major streaming services. So just check it out. Next up on Discovery, we're diving into the pitch black depths of DSBM once again, with a release that pulls no punches. From the US, we have Dehextria, a one-man project with the haunting new album Manifestations of Treachery, released independently on April 7th. Take a listen. If you're into Leviathan or early Xasfa, especially early Xasfa, this album will hit hard. It's a pure descent into despair. Nearly an hour of lo-fi haze, ambient dread, and emotional fucking ruin. The production's deliberately murky on this, like it was recorded in a cold basement. The drums echo faintly, guitars buzz with sorrow, and the vocals sound like the final cries of the soul breaking apart. Behind it all, is D, the sole force behind Dehextria, pouring raw emotion into every fucking moment. His pain is tangible and it transforms this album from a collection of tracks into an emotional exorcism. Divert Unto Emptiness kicks things off with like screeching vocals and trouble like hypnotic drums. It's intense, chaotic, and completely gripping. Got songs like Internal Ethereal Torture. Wow. It slows things down with eerie melodies and ghostly synths. The vocals here are less screams, more tortured whispers, and they send chills down your spine. As the album unfolds, it becomes more ambient and meditative. Guitars weep through empty space, and slow funeral-paced drumming makes each beat feel like the approach of death. The self-titled track Manifestations of Treachery captures this perfectly. Agonizing screams over eerie guitars in a structureless, suffocating fog. This isn't just DSBM for the sake of misery, it's a personal, introspective twist on the genre. Where Xasfa embrace chaos, Dehextria chooses isolation. It's bleak, it's brutal, and is beautifully in its own broken way. My final score, 80%. One of the most authentic DSBM albums of 2025. Not easy listening, that's for sure, but absolutely worth your time. Available now, definitely check it out. It's available now on Bandcamp. Next up on Discovery is German black metal band Sumerian Tombs, returning with their sophomore album Age of Eternal Light, released April 11th through Van Records. Take a listen. This is a very solid black metal record, not groundbreaking, not sad, no, but absolutely satisfying. It blends melody, atmosphere, and classic black metal intensity in a way that scratches that itch perfectly. The production is raw but clear, maintaining an organic sound that suits the mood. Some moments are pretty fucking heavy and aggressive, others are cold and haunting, but it all flows together with purpose, like fine wine. Thematically, the album explores Sumerian mythology and vampirism, giving it a unique gothic undertone. There's a looming ancient darkness that creeps through the record, and while it never overwhelms the music, it really deepens the atmosphere. The guitars are the standout, melodic, sharp, and consistently engaging. The riffs carry a somber beauty, and the solos and layering elevate the mood. Vocals are fierce and effective, sitting right in the mix without ever overpowering the instrumentation. Highlights include Idamu Rising, a melodic yet aggressive fucking opener with great energy, and Epitaph in Blood, which brings a thunder with heavier riffing and pounding drums. But the real centerpiece is the Seal Blood Meditation. What a song. A hypnotic, slow building track soaked in fucking atmosphere, combining vampiric mysticism with classic black metal fury. There's nothing flashy here, it's just well executed, emotionally resonant black metal. 75% I'm giving it. Age of Eternal Night is consistent, well crafted, and worth your fucking time. Dark, melodic, and mythic. This is black metal done right. Check it out on all major platforms. Next up on Discovery is a killer new release from Sweden's own Malphas, who just dropped their latest album Instinct on April 11th through Cell Solo Records. Take a listen. Now, let me tell you, this one didn't immediately floor me, but with each listen, it started to sink its claws in deeper. And now, I am fucking hooked. What stands out first is the melody. This isn't raw lo-fi black metal. It's that sharp, melodic, Swedish black metal with emotion, atmosphere, and technical brilliance. A few members of this band are involved in other great acts like Ara and Raven Dust. And you can absolutely feel that richness and experience bleeding into this fucking record. The songwriting is pretty tight, the performances are confident, and the guitar work, just absolutely fucking insane. Take Majestic Moon, for example, easily one of the best tracks on the record. It's melancholic, emotion, utterly captivating. It starts with this gentle, blissful piano line, and then out of fucking nowhere you're hit with crashing drums and soaring guitar leads that cut through like a blade. The solo here is particularly beautiful. It bleeds sorrow and power, and you can really feel it. Then you've got tracks like Trenches. Well, every time I hear Trenches, I think of Metal Trenches. But anyway, I digress. Psychomatia, which bring the heat. These are fast, aggressive black metal assaults. There's a darker tone with tremolo riffs and venomous vocals, leaning more into the raw, chaotic side of the genre without losing that melodic structure. Consumed switches things up with more of a blackened death metal approach, chunkier riffs, heavier low end, and a more punishing pace. It's a nice change of flavor in the middle of the album, keeping things fresh. Then you got Gamigan, beautiful melodic guitars, but has that punchy black metal fucking sound. The vocals are intense on this. And then there's, Butcher's Broom. Man, this one rules. It's got one of the most memorable guitar solos I've heard all year. Easily a top track from this album. Emotional, fiery and atmospheric all at once. And then you got Armada Christi, goes in slightly more of a progressive direction. There's a little experimentation here, especially in the drumming, which really shines. Now, the vocals here are absolutely fucking savage. And yet again, we're gifted another ripping solo that elevates this whole track. The album closes with Astral Dissonance, which is more of a instrumental outro. It's eerie and even spacey, more of a meditative come down. But personally, I think Majestic Moon would have made a better closer. That song had the emotional weight to really tie this whole thing together. Astral Dissonance is good, it's cool, but it doesn't leave that same mark. Overall though, this album is damn fucking solid. You can tell Malphas draws influence from the past, but they're not afraid to branch out. There's even gothic undertones on this that gives this a darker, brooding texture, and the melodies are just so well crafted on this album. The guitar work is just brilliant, phenomenal. The vocals are harsh but expressive, and the atmosphere is constantly shifting. I'm scoring Extinct a strong 80%. It's energetic, passionate, and filled with killer riffs and stunning solos. Definitely a black metal album worth your time. You can check it out now on Bandcamp and all streaming services. Give it a fucking spin, especially if you like your black metal with a melodic edge and a bit of emotional bite. Next up on Discovery, we head over to Latvia, home to a band with one of the strangest names I've seen. Overcast Rain. Name aside, they just released a new album, Black Death, on April 11th through Brutal Records. And to my surprise, this one really caught me off guard. Take a listen. I expected something like Nightwish or even Epica based on the symphonic metal melodic tag. What I got instead, symphonic black metal with a gothic edge. It's eerie, punchy, and a whole lot darker than I anticipated. The production is great, clean, layered, and sharp, and the atmosphere leans more haunted castle than fantasy fairyland. Vocals are black metal, raspy, sinister, but a weirdly fun, almost playful vibe at times. Think of like Cradle of Filth meets Nachtblut, and the title track Black Death, absolute gorgeous fucking banger. Great chorus, sharp guitar hooks, and intense drumming. Tracks like Rain, Nightmare, and Shadows deliver swirling piano lines, heavy riffs, and symphonic layering that actually serves the song rather than overtakes it. Then you got Satanic Slut. It slows things down and adds a more doomier feel, which while Lost offers emotional melodies. Lost is a great song. You got Motherland experiments with a weird Celtic stomp vibe, and Askalov, yeah. The clean vocals on that one didn't do it for me, but the riffs were solid. By the end, some ideas do start to feel a bit front-loaded, and the second half loses a little bit of steam. Still, this was a fun, energetic, and darkly theatrical record. I'm scoring Black Death a 75%, not perfect, but a solid, enjoyable album worth your fucking time, especially if you like your black metal with a gothic flair. Check it out on Bandcamp and all streaming services. Don't let the band name fool you. It's better than it sounds. Next up on Discovery, we head to Italy for some folk-infused power metal with Elvenking, who just released their latest album, Reader of the Runes, Luna, on April 11th through Reaper Entertainment. Take a listen. These guys are veterans by now at this point, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows Elvenking, and this album shows they're still putting out energetic, melodic, and theatrical metal with tons of fucking character. The production is tight, everything sounds clean and punchy, the guitars are sharp, the bass hits hard, and the violins and orchestral elements glide through the mix without getting lost. There's a constant presence of folk instrumentation throughout the album, flutes, violins, medieval melodies, all blended with power metal riffs and such big choruses. Vocally, Damna gives a mostly strong performance. There are moments though where he really shines and others where it's not quite there, but when he's in his elements, it clicks. Luna is an instant highlight. Melodic guitars, catchy chorus, great folk energy. You got Storm Carrier surprised me with guest vocals from Matthias Lillmans from Fintro, I think, bringing in some harsh, almost death metal style vocals that contrast well with the clean sections. That one fucking rips. You got Starbath is great instrumentally, but vocals, it falters a bit. On These Haunted Shores has some groove and darker energy with layered background growls, and The Ghosting delivers a great solo and a strong chorus. The Weeping leans more progressive and heavier with lush violin work and symphonic atmosphere. The closer, Read of the Runes, Book 2, is an epic. It's heavy, proggy, and wild with one of the best guitar leads on the whole record. A perfect way to wrap this fucking album up. Overall, this is a solid release. It does run long, almost an hour, and the vocals can be hit or miss, but there's a lot to love here. I'm scoring Read of the Runes Luna a 75%, a strong theatrical folk metal record with some great moments. Check it out on Bandcamp and all streaming platforms. Next up on Discovery, we're making a bit of history. This is the first split album we've featured in 6 years. It's called Cosmininhilism, a haunting collaboration between HVNWRD, I don't know how you fucking pronounce that band, and Suicide Forest. Suicide Forest released independently on April 4th. Take a listen. If you're into DSBM, yes, we got another fucking DSBM album. This is absolute one to check out. Now, HVNWRD, or I don't know how to pronounce that, kick things off with two emotionally crushing tracks. The atmosphere is thick, distant cries, chilling ambient layers, and gorgeous orchestral flourishes. Into Primordial Dawn is nearly 10 minutes of being swallowed by a void, reverb-heavy screams buried beneath melodic decay. Then the ever-watchful Great Eye dives even deeper into despair with ghost-like guitars and cosmic hopelessness. It's harrowing but beautiful. But then, Suicide Forest takes over and the split goes from great to fucking incredible. I've loved this band since their 2021 record Reluctantly, and here they pick up right where they left off. Astral Agony is a standout. Hypnotic riffs, tortured screams and melodies so drenched in sorrow it physically fucking hurts. Then comes Terminal, a 10-minute epic packed with ambient passages, orchestral swells and fragile clean guitars before it erupts into a mid-tempo storm of grief and rage. It's a perfect closer. It really is unpredictable, devastating, and unforgettable. Cosmininhilism is bleak, raw, and emotionally potent. HVNWRD's side is strong, but Suicide Forest's half is on another fucking level. I'm scoring a solid 80%. It's available now on Bandcamp. Don't miss this one. And Suicide Forest, if you're listening, we need a new fucking full-length album. Cheers. And now, for our main event of this week's discovery, we travel over to Sweden for the brand new release of Soliloquium, their 5th studio album Famine, dropped on April 11th through Muse Music Records. Take a listen. Let me just say it, this album is terrific. From start to fucking finish, it's one of the most emotionally crushing and musically immersive releases I've heard in a very long time. This is a slow, punishing, and deeply melodic death doom album, but it's not afraid to also branch out. You'll get everything on this album from clean, mournful singing to cavernous death growls, and even the occasional black metal shriek thrown in for good measure. It's a tense emotional ride, one where the sadness and melancholy bleed through every single chord, every single scream, and every single clean word. What stands out immediately is the atmosphere on this, those eerie ghost-like melodies that drift through each track. The production is excellent, everything is mixed with purpose. The guitars are textured and sorrowful, the vocals are front and center, and the overall sound has weight and warmth. Those guitar leads, they are fucking gorgeous, emotional, haunting, without ever feeling overdone. This album constantly shifts between slow introspective passages and explosive moments of power. The pacing is dynamic, never staying too long in one place. It reminds me heavily of bands like October Tide, early Catatonia, a bit of Paradise Lost, and even Daylight Dies, but Soliloquium still managed to bring something personal and unique to the table. The opening track, wow, Famine, sets the tone beautifully. It begins with like clean vocals and subtle melancholy before it descends into monstrous growls and eventually evolves into something blackened and bleak. It's dynamic, emotional, and instantly captivating. The guitar work on this track is absolutely fucking stunning. It's like watching grey clouds roll over a dead horizon. Speaking of dead horizons, you come the song 2 AM, and this one doesn't pull any punches either. It's melodic, heavy, and full of tension. The chorus carries a tragic weight, and there's such a soaring guitar solo that absolutely lifts the track. Mixed with doom-laden riffs, this song feels like wandering city streets at night with nothing but regret in your chest. Got songs like Healing Process slows things down and shifts entirely to clean vocals. What makes this one special is the duet between the male and female vocals. It's beautiful, fragile, and filled with longing. The clean guitar tones and background piano melodies add so much atmosphere, it feels like a grieving lullaby. And it's a standout for how much emotional resonance it carries without needing it to be heavy. There's songs like Poison Well picks up the pace back up. It does. It leans harder than the death metal side with deeper growls and crushing rhythm guitars. There are a few slow and ambient sections on this, but again, they balance this brutality with elegance. These soft, clean female vocals returning in the chorus add such a lovely contrast. This track really reminds me of something Insomnium would do. Then there's Saga Moka. And this song rips. It's one of the heaviest tracks on the record with a strong blackened edge and some absolutely savage hard vocals. Granted, there are some cleaner vocals, especially in the intro and the midsection, and it's very ambient, atmospheric. The guitar melody is just as bleak as they are beautiful. The drums and guitars hit hard here, and this is easily one of my favorites. It's ferocious, there's a real sense of pain underneath the aggression. Weight of the Unspoken pulls things back once again, relying entirely on clean vocals. It's slower, more introspective. Then Imposter Syndrome throws you off in the best way. It starts soft, it really does, with clean singing and gentle instrumentation, lulling you into thinking it's another fucking ballad, but then the death growls kick in, holy shit, and followed by shrieks, and suddenly the song goes absolutely batshit crazy. It fucking explodes. It's one of the most dynamic tracks. One of the most dynamic tracks on the record, with beautiful transitions and intense playoffs. You have Vigil. Vigil follows as another emotionally charged moment. Clean vocals return, and while it's not the flashiest track on the album, its emotional honesty really hits. There's a sense of stillness and final reflection here, and it sets the tone for the album's ending. Famine is a deeply emotional and beautiful crafted album. Stefan Nordstrom's vocals are such a major highlight on this. His range is impressive, and his performance feels personal, like he's fucking bleeding through the mic. This is easily one of my favorite albums of the year, in my opinion. I'm scoring Famine a strong 90%. It's a thoughtful, intense, and honest record that sticks with you long after it's over. You can check it out now on Bandcamp and all major streaming platforms. Honestly, I'm buying this one in physical format, and I've already done it. It's just too good not to own. This is why it's on. This is why it's our Discovery main event. Don't sleep on it. So guys, that's it for Discovery. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you enjoy this brand new format. Let me know what you thought about this format. Also give me some feedback as well on the new Discovery. Do you guys like this 10 album format? Let me know down below. It's been fun, and I will see you in the next one.